I think we're good. It's preparing to live
Yay!
stream the meeting. How about that?
Okay, so let me.
Good morning. Welcome to Celebration Circle. We are loving our technology right now and loving you and sending our blessings to you wherever you are. I'm Zet Bear,
I'm Rudy Harst.
and you have tuned into the Celebration Circle Sunday morning gathering, and we're grateful to have you here. We want to welcome our guests, Naomi Shihab Nye, right here in San Antonio, sharing her words and wisdom. Thank you, Naomi, for being with us. And Beth Wood from Oregon, correct? I think is where Beth is coming to us from, bringing her musical gifts, and we're really excited. I think this is going to be a wonderful blending of energies today. So thank you for being with us, and we're going to begin with our song, Come Celebrate. So we hope you'll sing that along with us.
Whoever you are, wherever you are, you're invited to open your heart. Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate. One by one, come celebrate. Now and forever, let us remember we are one. Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate. Side by side, come celebrate. Now and forever, let us remember we are one. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate. Yes, celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate. Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate. Heart open wide, come celebrate. Now and forever, let us remember we are one. We are one. We are one.
So we thank you for being with us and celebrating with us. And I want to invite you too, as you're with us, to comment and to chat in Zoom or Facebook, and to share where you are and what you're doing. Use those reaction buttons. We love to hear from you. I want to just take a moment to do one more technological detail here, and I'm going to ask Alexis to be our host. Except I can figure out how to do this. Let's see, here we go.
Gotta love the gift of cyberspace.
Make the host. Yes. So I think we've got it now. So next we're going to honor Mother Earth, because that's what we're here to do today. And each and every day we hope that you're considering your actions and their effects on our beautiful mother. So we honor and nurture the four directions, this place we're so blessed to call home. And we chant, "O great spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me." And we'll sing that once for each of the four directions as we honor Mother Earth, and then we'll sing it a fifth time for that divine within each one of us. So won't you join us as we begin by facing to the east, as we face the direction of the rising sun, of the new beginnings, of that beautiful moment of dawn awakening in each of us. Together.
sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me.
And then we turn and we face to the south, to that direction of the warmth and the goodness and the well-being.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn to the west, to the direction of the setting sun, of the opening to the possibilities that are everywhere.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn to the north, to the darkness, to the night, to the challenges everywhere and always present that call us to be firm in this present moment.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And now we turn within. We turn to the divine, to the spirit, to the realm of the infinite now within us, right here, right now.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
Oh, Great Spirit, oh, Holy One, oh, Holy Wonder, we open our hearts to you in this moment. We open our hearts to the all and the everything that is. We join with the two-leggeds and the four-leggeds, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl, with the rocks and the trees and the grasses, the seas, the skies, the stars, the oceans, the streams, with the universe, with all of life. We affirm our oneness. We affirm we are one. Together, we are one. And once again, we are
one.
And now we welcome our guest, Beth Wood, to share her beautiful song, Golden Moment.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here and I appreciate the invitation. It's wonderful to see all of you. I'm coming to you from Sisters, Oregon, and this is a waking up song, so it seems appropriate. Morning sun comes creeping in, songbird at my window. I feel this new day on my skin, brightness come from shadow. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Surely this must be heaven sent. Hallelujah, this golden moment. coffee, blank page, favorite pen, words swirl in a whisper. Stillness comes, I let her in. There is music if I listen. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Surely this must be heaven sent. Hallelujah, this golden moment. And when I'm all alone and scared to death, when the darkness comes to steal my breath, when I feel like I just can't go on, I will sing this grateful song. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Surely this must be heaven sent. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I close my eyes and drink it in. Hallelujah, this golden moment.
Thank you, Beth. That was beautiful. Hallelujah. So our poem today is a traditional from Senegal, and the translator is unknown. But the title is Earth Song. Listen to the things more often than beings. Hear the voice of the fire. Hear the voice of the water. Listen in the wind to the sighing of the bush. This is the ancestors breathing. Those who are dead are never gone. The dead are not down in the earth. They are in the trembling of the trees, in the groaning of the woods, in the water that runs, in the water that sleeps. They are in the hut. They are in the crowd. Those who are dead are not ever gone. They are in the woman's breast. They are in the wailing of a child. They are in the burning log and in the moaning rock. They are in the weeping grasses, in the forest and the home. Listen to things more often than beings. Hear the voice of the fire. Hear the voice of water. Listen in the wind to the sighing of the bush. This is the ancestors breathing. And as we listen to the sound of the ancestors breathing within each of us, we take this time for a communal breath, remembering that we are literally all breathing in the same air, and we consciously take in these breaths together as we inhale and take in all the good that is everywhere available to us. And then on the exhale to let go and release those things that no longer serve us. And we'll breathe once at each sound of the bowl on the inhale together 4 times. Truly, we are one. And now we invite Beth back to share another beautiful song.
Thank you so much, Seth, and I appreciate the opportunity to be reminded that we are one, and that we are one with Mother Earth. This song is called Coyote Prayer, and I wrote this for the coyote and for all beings that are out there living on the edge. Feel free to howl along with me if you feel moved. I see you, lone coyote, looking for scraps in these bare suburban fields. Pencil thin with weary eyes of empty, this spirit-hungry city at your heels. Gray ghost in the moonlight, slipping in between the dust-worn sage. I close my eyes, you fade into the night. Talisman from a long ago age. Won't you take me to the ridgeline where you sing your ancient song and wash me in your water? Won't you wash me in your water until I belong, until I belong? Won't you take your offering from the thermals riding high? Come on down. No apology tucked in your dark wing, silent as the blood run on the ground. Won't you take me to the cliff face on the shoulder of your arid song and wash me in your water? Won't you wash me in your water until I belong, until I belong? I belong to the mountain, I belong to the sun. I see you, lone coyote, you belong to no one. I belong to the plains, I belong to the sea. When I cannot find my home, I am the lone, I am the lone coyote. won't you take me to the shadow where your brothers found communion in a song, and wash me in your water, 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 until I belong, until I belong. I see you, coyote. I see you, coyote. I see you. I see you. Ow!
Oh, wow. Perfect song for today. Oh, coyote. I was mentioning as before we started that we have coyotes out here at our property, and some nights when the trains go by, we can hear them howling with the sound of the train whistle. It's really special. So, thank you, Beth. And now I want you to join me in welcoming our dear friend Naomi Shihab Nye to share her words and wisdom. And you know, we've been celebrating excuse me, National Poetry Month this month with well, last Saturday was International Haiku Day, and so we did haiku with Eddie Vega last Sunday, and Naomi's going to share her words and others, I'm sure, today. And I don't know how to introduce you, Naomi. I just love you, and I'm so grateful you're here with us, so thank you.
I love you too. Thank you, Zet and Rudy, lifetime friends, for inviting me back. Thank you, Beth Wood, for extending your gift all the way to Texas. We appreciate you. You're so amazing. And it's an honor to be with you all. I'll share a few things from other people and a few things of mine. And greetings to everyone in the wondrous celebration circle. Thank you for all that you do and the positive spirits you send out into the world. Yesterday in the New York Times, Jessica Bruder, the author of Nomadland, says, "We are emerging from what may be the most introspective year in American history." So for poets, as hard a year as it was, we had some tools. We had poems around us, we had blank paper, we had pens, pencils, and we just kept working. And we also had an ability to work, as you were singing, Beth, kind of on the edge without a lot of fanfare or infrastructure around us. That's how poets have always worked. At the same time as we've all been so contemplative this past year, it's been a time of so much public reckoning. Just think of this past week alone, a major, major landmark verdict in this nation. Justice in a very, very tragic case of George Floyd, and so many other cases that make us ache and grieve. Where are all the best practices we know? And yesterday, simply to say a word that could acknowledge human beings who suffered such tragic grief 100 years ago. As a teenager, I attended the Armenian school in the Armenian convent in the old city of Jerusalem. And I was the only non-Armenian in the circle. And I heard so many stories of the grief of ancestors, which everyone was carrying like an open wound. There's so much to be healed at all times. So many people who haven't been acknowledged, so many people calling out for recognition, for mutual respect, in hope, always hopefully. I found a poem written in 1989 by a girl named Lisa in a school, I think in San Antonio, and she called it Driving to the End of the Earth. The world goes by quicker than you know. Notice everything. Hear dogs barking. Hear birds chirping. Smell blooming flowers. Smell crispy leaves. Touch jagged fences. Make sure you don't miss anything. Lisa, wherever you are today, your poem stays with me. It's a calling, a chorus that we share as artists and as friendly people in the world. Don't miss anything. So much is happening at all times. One thing interesting about this year was how much was unearthed in our own spaces, going through old boxes, drawers, shelves, and I found all kinds of scraps of paper everywhere. And I would think, when did I write this? It's in my handwriting. Never went anywhere, but I think I'll keep that one. I think I'll throw that one. So here's one I kept. Pens nibble at a page, shaping their own small earths and skies. We go by those directions. I have always believed that a daily writing practice is something that can serve every one of us, even if you don't identify as a poet or a songwriter or a person who gives speeches. Nevertheless, if you're a person who, as Beth described so beautifully in her song, who sits down with that paper, that pen, letting something whisper glide onto your page, you will be helped by that somehow, somewhere. It may take you to a place you didn't even know you were going. I think most poets would agree that it's the practice, the regularity, which helps their poems keep being born. This week, for honoring Earth Day, and I hope some of you saw those unbelievable documentaries about Greta on public television. Those were mesmerizing. I just can't stop thinking about that beautiful person, so small but so huge, traveling around this earth on so many public conveyances with her little knapsack, and then being brave enough to stand up and speak. So I'll read this for her, for you, for Earth Day this week. And really, you know, every month is Poetry Month. Every day is Earth Day. It's nice to have those things designated specific times during the year calendar, but there aren't any days off for things like this. Earth Day by Jane Yolen. I am the earth, and the earth is me. Each blade of grass, each honey tree, each bit of mud and stick and stone is blood and muscle, skin and bone. And just as I need every bit of me to make my body fit, so earth needs grass and stone and tree and things that grow here naturally. That's why we celebrate this day. That's why across the world we say, as long as life, as dear, as free, I am the earth, and the earth is me. And here's a poem from downtown San Antonio, Texas. We don't really have coyotes down here, but we have foxes, and I guess they're cousins. Dead Branch. This is definitely a quarantine lockdown poem. I've fallen in love with the dead pecan branch outside my window. Small birds flock to all the twisty branches to sing for us. They open their beaks in harmony, chorus their little hearts out. At first, I hoped a big wind would snap the branch off, bring it down. Now, it's a treasure. This is by a friend of mine on the island of Oahu, Eric Paul Schaefer. It's a very short poem called Mozart and the Mockingbird. This morning, I turned down Mozart to listen to a mockingbird perched on a wire outside my window. Poor Mozart, dead. He was much the worse for comparison. But as soon as I lowered the music, the mockingbird flew. He had been listening to Mozart. Open day. Are you standing by a window? Pink stripes waking up the sky. Birds circling and shouting. Balancing in bamboo, demanding something of one another. Nothing from us, though. They need nothing from us. This is the first thing that should make you happy. Elsewhere, there's a proverb from Mali at the beginning of this poem. No matter how far the town, there is another beyond it. We're calling out to the far town. Hope you're finding enough food. Hope your bowls are filled with fruit. Hope the night air cups your dwelling gently. Did we ever think of you enough, far town? Were we able to imagine your rivers, light lifting your leaves? Did you sometimes feel the world forgot you? You were the world as much as we were. Right now, our hearts and thoughts go out to India, all the suffering in India, the need for more supplies, the need for the COVID to settle down, slow down, stop down. I think about all the small places in India I've ever traveled, all the beautiful poets there, all the children so ready to write odes to anything. I think India might be the easiest country I've ever worked in, where odes seem right at the tip of one's poems of praise, the tip of one's spirit. Everyone wants to write odes to everything, and they just want to do it every day. The first time I ever went to India, I was young, and people would ask me questions that seemed a bit sarcastic, I guess. Things like, how does it feel to have to live in a country with such a young soul? And I didn't know how to answer questions like that. And I'd say, well, I mean, maybe some people have a young soul there, but I think a native soul goes back way longer than that. And that's still there. It's still present in the earth. It's still present everywhere. And over the years, every time I would travel to India, I would feel as if I had somehow been redistilled and reckoning again with respect and time and space and muchness, over muchness, and enough. What is enough? So let's please send out our meditations on this earth to the people of India as hard as we can right now, because they are suffering so. A few weeks ago on the same day, I heard a bird expert appearing at the San Antonio Book Festival say this line, which I've heard before, but the context in which he said it was particularly grievous because he was talking about the whole network of creatures, what Zet mentioned this morning in the prayer. He said, we're in the middle of an insect apocalypse. And then later that day, I was reading a newsletter from the San Antonio River Authority, and it was talking about a new installation at our wonderful park called Confluence. Every park in the world could be called Confluence. And it said they were getting ready to install and have a big celebration for a bug hotel. Now, I don't know what that is. I can dream up all kinds of things, but I need to go down there and see it. It's coming up, this big event for the Bug Hotel, and the Bug Hotel will be permanent. So I imagine it would be like a Purple Martin house or a bat house, but for bugs. So that inspired this poem, Bug Hotel, even without seeing it, so I could be way off base. Once a set of words seizes you, find the tiny room to live in. Return there every hour. Check on your roommates, the wasp, the moth, the ladybug, the dragonfly. Who has a suitcase? Blessed bumblebee. Who snores? Weary ant. Who needs room service? Firefly, we have not loved you enough. Precious denominators, essential elements of a whole gorgeous meadow, a park, a desert, royal families of the air and ground. Stay here, stick around. All the keys are on your ring. And two quick poems from a book of mine called Castaway, Poems for Our Time, but it could have been called Castaway, Poems About Trash. I think the publisher was just afraid to put that there. That was my preferred subtitle. And this book came out right on the brink a year ago of the moment where everyone would be afraid to touch everything. A doorknob, a grocery cart. This book was promoting the picking up of trash in your neighborhood or wherever you happen to be. But its perfect, unperfect moment for coming out was the moment of hand sanitizer and please touch nothing. So I'll just read two of the poems that are about places of no trash, which appear in the book as well, because in our world these days, those places really stand out. We need to respect them, we need to encourage them, we need to make them as often as we can. Find your path, combed empty gravel, nothing to be picked up, no one to be served, open acre of day, door to quiet, swings on its hinge, treasure trove, path of cool attention. What's here? What's everywhere? Do this daily, even 10 minutes, gathering corners of solitude, breeze, nothing else, not even thought, aids your sanity. And Pine Cones. And actually, both of these poems were written in California at two very magical places, Tassajara, which is an old place, a Zen meditation place and place for Zen students, and 1440, which is an interesting, recently started retreat center. I hope some of you will get to go there. When I questioned the name, the founder of 1440 looked at me with amazement and said, "It's the number of minutes in a day," as if, why didn't you know that? But I ask you, how many people know that? And I said, sorry, sir, you're going to get that question more than once. And certainly everyone kept asking me in the poetry workshop, why is this place called 1440? It's not the address. Pine cones. In a California redwood forest, breath feels bigger than all people, a note older than our ancestors, memories stirred by rustling. We will survive, hold a little beauty during difficult times. Quiet feels round as a planet. Surely a bigger quiet holds us all. Here is the queen of the pine cones, standing right against her own tree. Full pride. It's fine not to know how to solve everything. It's still a room to sit in. And I thank you for listening to me this morning. And I would like to close with a quote from today's Brain Pickings, Maria Popova. She says, the gardener digs, she's quoting Derek Jarman. The gardener digs in another time without past or future, beginning or end. Here is the amen beyond the prayer. Digging in the ground, the amen beyond the prayer. I wish you all many days of beautiful, deep thinking in quiet places. And I remind you of some of Mary Oliver's favorite questions. What did you notice? What did you hear? What did you admire? What astonished you? What would you like to see again? What was most tender? What was most wonderful? What did you think was happening? Thank you so much for listening to me.
Oh, thank you, Naomi. I have a question. Oh, can you unmute? So, okay. So I have the book too, and can you just share a little bit about the introduction and your commitment to trash?
Well, you know, I'd started picking up trash as a child. It was even in the years before making litter became a crime for which one might have to pay. But it was just a sense that, you know, you start out in front of your own house and then you start doing it as you walk home from school, and then you carry your lunch sack to do it. And also I happen to have a beautiful mother still alive at 93 who has always hated housework. And so I was the trash picker upper inside our house as well as outside. And she doesn't mind my saying that because I still do it for her every day. So I was attentive to trash. I thought it was interesting also. I thought there were, you know, I was always so curious about other people. What are they doing in their houses? What are they thinking when they walk down the street? And picking up trash, I guess, was like a little bit of a spying activity, like who dropped what. You figure out, you think about, you know, who would even buy that, much less throw the wrapper on the ground. You just kind of think about human character. So it was a project I carried over always into my adulthood. I've always done it. I signed a paper for the city of San Antonio around 30 years ago that promised to pick up all of the trash on my particular few blocks radius here. And I've always been doing it, except for a little break I took during the COVID panic early on. So I urge kids to do it. I've always suggested when people are completely bereft of thought, when they want to sit down and write, because I've worked in 1 million classrooms, and usually there'll be some, you know, wise kid who says, I don't have anything, I'm empty. One of the things I've done is carry over the trash basket to their vicinity from the classroom. There's always one, and say, okay, write a letter to this. You have a relationship with this, write to this. And invariably over the years, the person who wrote to the trash can would write the best poem of the whole class. And then everybody would start thinking about all the things they'd thrown away. Wait, I want to write a letter to the trash can. So, you know, I think as human consumers, it's a good idea to think about what we use, what we waste, what we pick up, what we notice. And what I found on the back is this is a true thing I found on King William Street in San Antonio, a little mitten that said heroes. It was a handmade mitten. It said heroes in the back of it. And I called it nothing. Nothing a child ever does is trash. It is practice. I'm very happy to hear that this week, to report this week, this was picked up by a Canadian Waste Watchers group. And it's very fun to talk to these people because they're in such small towns. You wouldn't think they have so much trash, but they say they have real issues with it in tiny rural towns in northern Canada. And that's where this started. So it's a worldwide problem, very, very difficult problem in many countries. I would say India tops the list, and countries that have problems with human services, I write about this in the book, like Palestine, they have a problem with it. So many places are working on it. So it's just a personal hobby. and I'm back to it. Please join me. In San Antonio, we have Basura Bash, so it's not that original now. In Scandinavia, it's turned into a whole kind of jogging and trash pickup combined. They call it plogging. I'm not planning on doing that because I don't jog, but you might want to check out some of their websites. They're pretty amazing. It's quite a staunch group there in Norway. Thanks for asking, Zet.
Thank you. Oh.
Still making us laugh and think and ponder after all these years. Thank you so much, Naomi, for your powerful work in the world.
Yes.
One word at a time.
So now I invite you to just join us in a moment of meditation, a moment of allowing your heart to open and your mind to quiet. So sitting comfortably, just release any thoughts of limitation and allow yourself to rest, to relax, in the knowledge that everything you need will be provided, that the way will be shown every step of your way. Not just today, but every day. As you move forward, in the faith that all is well, as you remain willing to do that which is yours to do, from a place of peace, from a place of power. And from this place, feel your connection to Mother Earth, to all the beings who dwell here alongside you, the insects and the coyotes. And feel your role as a steward of Earth's rich blessings. You, the steward of water and air and land. Feel the fullness of your inheritance as a child of the earth. Breathe into your willingness to do your part to protect that inheritance. To pass it forward to future generations. As we become ever more mindful of this abundant planet on which we live, and how precarious it all is. How wonderful it is to be alive and thriving now. And now. And now. How powerful it is to feel your connection to yourself and to your surroundings. As we consciously care for the earth and ourselves, I invite you to remember the truth of our oneness with all of life. As we breathe into this oneness together, may all beings be blessed by our willingness to remember, to hold this up in community. For this and so much more, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
From this place of open hearts and open minds, we give thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. Won't you sing with me? In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. Give thanks for the gifts of life. Oh, one light shines through all of creation with hands and hearts open wide. We lift our voices in celebration. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks.
Oh, giving thanks. We hold up and lift up our offering basket, supporting the work of the circle, and knowing that all your gifts are greatly appreciated as we speak the words, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. Together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. And so it is, and we also lift up and hold up the names and the situations in our prayer circle, knowing that all is well and all shall be well. And for this, we say thank you. Thank you. And now we invite Beth back to share another one of her songs. And
thank you, Zet. Well, this song is called The Day After Tomorrow, and I was dreaming of a more hopeful time. On the day after tomorrow, we will let loose all of our sorrows from this time we have borrowed on that day. The morning sun will come shining, and we'll let the light in, and our hope will come out of hiding on that day. On that day I will dance, give my tired heart a chance to feel anything but hope. With these eyes I will see a new road for you and me, it's the one that my feet will follow on the day after tomorrow. After tomorrow. With each day that we are given, let's get on with the living, and with our hands we'll start digging on that day. May we plant seeds for our children, give them something to believe in, that we may be forgiven on that day. On that day we will dance, give our tired hearts a chance to feel anything but whole. With these eyes I will see a new road for you and me, and it's the one that my feet will follow on the day after tomorrow. After tomorrow. And may that day come, because peace belongs to everyone. And on that day I will dance, give my broken heart a chance to feel anything but whole. With these eyes I will see a new road in front of me, and it's the one that my feet will follow on the day after tomorrow. After tomorrow. Yay.
Oh, I have to, remember that Naomi sent me that song. I guess Kim Stafford had sent it to her, and she sent it to me, and then I heard it, and then I thought, we have to have you in the circle.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm
It's
so
just,
glad.
and then Naomi was going to come to the circle, and it was just a perfect blending, confluence, yes,
Yes,
for
indeed.
today. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you for
you.
having me.
Oh, thank you. It's a blessed time. And we're going to remember together that love is the only power. That's why we're here and what we do. So we're going to sing that together. And then we'll do some announcements, and then we'll do a giant gathering of a yes together as we all unmute at the end. So here we go.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow.
So, a few things to remind you of that, just to keep the love going throughout the week, is that Wednesday night we have a meditation circle that happens 7:30 to 8. So that's on Facebook Live, and we hope you'll join us for that. Uh, Also, next Sunday, Hal Robinson will be back sharing his inspiration about relationships within and without. Hal's kind of ongoing Gestalt and Lakota wisdom tradition that it just inspires us each and every time. Rudy will be doing the music with that. And we're also going to post in comments and chat a link to we're doing a little demographic survey for our social media committee. So if you could fill that out, it would be really helpful for us. And we also have a Biblio Circle happening next Sunday, which is a time for us to get together and share books that we've been reading. And, you know, the conversation leads into many other things that, who knows, we've talked about recipes and movies and many other things. So that's Following the Circle at 12:30 next Sunday, May 2nd. So bring a book if you have one that you want to share with everyone. Also, I think we posted in comments and chat that Naomi has the global vaccine poem that's happening right now. She's guiding that. So if you would add to it, it's a wonderful opportunity to give your thoughts and feelings to the world about the vaccine and where we are right now. Write a letter to the vaccine. Write a poem for the vaccine. And then to give you a kind of finally a little update on the circle, we're still waiting for SACY to start back up with their meetings. They're hoping to have students back this summer, and we'll see where that leads. They're under construction, and things are moving forward, but we don't know yet. I personally am going to take a sabbatical for the next month or so and take a little time off to recharge my batteries after planning Sunday Circle for the last year.
29 years.
Well, 29 years, but this last year has been full of, as we all know, lots of learning opportunities. So, our wonderful Council of Stewards has created ways to keep this all going and keep you inspired and have your heart opened and your mind stilled and inspired all at once. So we'll still be here. But I just wanted to let you know you won't see me as often, and you'll see lots of other beautiful spirits here on Sunday mornings. So I think that's it. I think we're going to do one big joyful yes here together. So if you want to unmute, and when on the count of 3, we'll just
Coyote howl our affirmation.
Yes. We'll coyote howl our affirmation. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Oh. Well, thank you all for being with us. Remember that wherever you go, whatever you do, we love you. We bless you.
We see the light in you.
Go.
Thank you so much, Beth. Thank you, Nan.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being with us. We love you.
Love you.
Bye.